everyone, and welcome back to Austin Talks, where today we are covering a video that I think was quite necessary. If you were there for my Uncharted review video or overview video, this is very similar because Top Gun Maverick is my favorite movie of all time. You can call me biased and that I'm not cultured enough. I just love this movie so much. I've watched it so many times, the same with Uncharted. And you know what? It's just a really good movie, so I'm not gonna like sugarcoat this too much. I just really want to talk about what is structured, and there's some really good fan theories. I have read a couple. One of them is not pleasant for me, but anyway, we'll just get stuck into it. First of all, if you follow the other one, it starts off with the equilibrium. Now, at the beginning of this movie, we see that Maverick is just living his life, but also that he is running his own program, to improve fighter jets. In this case, it is the Dark Star. Now, this also shows us that he's still in the Air Force and that there's not really much of a change from when the original movie. Now, this suggests that he can, this whole thing has, he can't move on from Goose's death for multiple reasons. And also one of those reasons is because we are introduced to Goose's son, Rooster. I kind of consider that as as a disruption to, if you're looking at it from Maverick's, storyline start, that is his disruption, but the overall story, that's not the actual disruption. But that's the concept I'm going on with today. Now, I would say that he's testing out these little, these planes, because that Goose's death was very horrific for him, which is completely understandable. And I think that's actually a really good thing to talk about, because it's like that he's ensuring that the other person won't go through this as well. Because that even later on in the movie, he is talking to when he's talking to the captain of this Air Force program, he says that how to complete this mission and how to come home, showing how Goose didn't come home, so he doesn't want to make that mistake again. And I imagine he feels a lot of guilt from this. So this equilibrium is really important, because as much as it's quite subtle, you still have to read it in between the lines. And there's quite a lot to that. Yeah, so the storyline disruption, as I said, is probably Rooster showing up. Now, after Maverick tests the plane, he is spoken to by the captain of that program, not the one that he joins, and the disruption is that he's called back to Top Gun, which is is a group of aviators, and the people here are part of the Top Gun program. Don't know why I'm saying this. If you have watched the movies, you'll know. But anyway, now he is told to instruct a group of aviators who have been nominated to do a job, which is furthered when he is disrupted when he sees Rooster again. So, the storyline of the movie disruption is him being called back to Top Gun. However, Maverick's character development storyline disruption, I would say, is Rooster returning. And so you can see how there is a difference in how all of them add up, but they all add up to the same pit, but they all have a different disruption and different equilibrium, which is why I think movies are actually really fascinating, because they all have different points, and they all can have different points of equilibrium and disruption within each of them. And it can also be argued that when he meets Penny again, the bartender, this is a romantic disruption and not only a storyline disruption. So as I say, you have so many aspects of a disruption, and then so many different equilibriums. In this sense, equilibrium was that Penny was fine, and then Maverick was fine, and then they meet each other again. That is the disruption. And all of this comes together at the very end, which I think is actually really good to argue. The bar scene is really good because it's a pure reflection of the original Top Gun movie, because you see Iceman, who is very much I don't like you very much, and I'm so much better than you. And you can see the same with Hangman, and that's a very good like a way to show intertextuality. And all of the characters are like really supportive and of like each of them. And I also just like how nobody likes Hangman, which is very, very, very understandable. Now, the recognition of the of this like disruption, as I say in the case for Maverick and Rooster, the disruption is recognized when the first fighter practice takes place, where Maverick and Rooster do dogfights, but at a very vicious scale. So if you don't know, the 5,000 feet, I think it is. Yeah, 5,000 feet is the apparently altitude, and that is that you shouldn't go below the hard deck. And if you go below 5,000 feet from the ground, that is the hard deck, which can be very dangerous. This is to ensure that the planes don't crash, and if they have a malfunction in the plane, they have time to pull up. That makes perfect sense. Now this happens. This happens very viciously, and Brewster's trying to get off of his anger towards Maverick. But yeah, now this scene is quite like about 3 minutes, but like this whole conflict between Maverick and Rooster happens for a very long time. So as much as this is just a clear tier front example that like the Rooster was angry with him and that there's a disruption within this relationship, this is only 3 minutes of an example, but this lasts for basically like the whole movie until like a bit like after this. And everything else can be broken down to each element that projects some sense of meaning towards how each of them feel about each other. I mean, there's about 50 of those in the movie alone. And from Rooster's perspective, Maverick can be seen as disruptive, like as the disruption to his storyline. So it's like a interlocking, it works two ways. Now, this is furthered by the conversation, and we are given context when he talks to Phoenix and say, because at this point we think that he's angry that he didn't save Goose. However, it's not that. It was that that Maverick pulled his papers from the academy that set him back 4 years. Again, perfectly explainable. If I do get that though, like because he didn't want him to go through the same thing. I like the friendships, the relationships that go on in this movie because they're so meaningful. They actually have they're meaningful, but they actually connotate something. They actually lead to a different alternative meaning to us, the audience, and that's why I think this movie is actually really good. And the recognition like in many other movies, the recognition stage is the longest stage in the movie, and in this movie that is emphasized a lot. Now, the resolution is when they're dogfighting and everything else is sorted out, Rooster buries the hatch with Maverick, and they finally go on a mission. So the mission that this movie was all building up to, they all finally go on it, and Maverick accepts that Rooster is his own man and that Rooster can go on the mission. Now, the relationship that is built between these two is then further shown when Maverick crashes into and Rooster goes after him, because that shows that Rooster does care about Maverick even after everything that he's done, and that Rooster's opinion of Maverick is very much cared for. And after Maverick and Rooster meet each other again, their little fight turns out was a sign of friendship. And the way that they get out of the situation, they are accomplished due to their newly built friendship. But oh my god, it was risky. And I think this is a very important scene, and this scene, I would say, I want to say it's the shortest bit of the movie, but I wouldn't say it is. I mean, the introduction, the equilibrium was very short as well, but this scene was I'm really not sure, because it is very much a tie, because they have a resolution, but then they go through a fight again. So I'm not quite sure, but this is the absolute resolution in how they actually came to be friends once again, which is very good and relieving for the audience, especially OG audiences. So this is very short. The new equilibrium is very, very short. Now, at the end of the movie, the same shot as the beginning, in the very like is shown where he is still trying to build the plane, but with Rooster, and it is finally done. So that's his new equilibrium. And this is also a callback to the original movie, and I think that was really heartfelt for the people who love that movie. Now, this new equilibrium is further constructed when Penny surprises Maverick and they take a plane ride. And these are two aspects of how I said earlier, the two disruptions have been accomplished, but they all lead to the same ending. How they are different aspects, but they have the same ending. And that, I think, is a very common theme when it comes to movies, and a very important theme, to be fair. And it is very interesting, I'll say that. And the new equilibrium is probably the best part of the movie, I would say. It's going to sound like a bit of a movie cliche, but I think it was such a great scene. That is for sure. So that is the end of the movie. That means we are now on to fan theories, yes. Now, I believe the last one is the one I don't like, so I can just brace myself for that. Anyway, so the last two ones are the ones I've seen. The rest of them I have not, so this will be a fun surprise. Maverick died at the very beginning. I'm sorry, what? This is the most common theory out there. This is beginning great. Shut the very beginning of the movie. Okay, I think that's right. There was an air practice thing with the Darkbird, and Maverick went above and beyond what he was supposed to do, which resulted in a crash. It seemed logical to think that he didn't survive, leading to my second theory. There is a second theory? What? I'm confused now. So we learned that Maverick died at the very beginning. I doubt this is the case. So, I love how it goes, it seems logical to think that he didn't survive, leading to my second theory. What is the second theory? Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna need a minute. Anyway, okay, the movie takes place in Maverick's mind. Okay, this movie is all in Maverick's mind. Maverick suffered a horrible accident that would make sense to think that resulted in death. The rest of the movie is a reminiscence of the stuff he did wrong, like Rooster and Penny. At the end of the movie, all of them are good, which makes his goal accomplished, and now he can rest in peace. That is very far-fetched, I will say that much. That is very far-fetched, and I want to say highly illogical, but it may be true. Very much may be true. That may just be me going, I don't want it to be true. Anyway, so this, anyone agree with this? I'm not sure. You have a point. You've explained it, but you haven't actually given evidence to suggest this. That's the thing. So you've made your point. You've explained your point, but you haven't explained the evidence to back that up. So I'm a bit on the fence, but I don't know what anyone else thinks. Anyone else agree? Disagree? Okay, well, these are very, very unusual. Iceman is Hangman's father. Okay. While it is clear that Hangman is the Iceman of the group in this movie, it would be possible to think that he might be the son of Iceman as well. If we look at the timeline of Top Gun, it makes sense that he may have a child that is out there. We also know that Hangman never talks about his family in any way, shape, or form. So Iceman may have a secret son who works in the Air Force, which makes sense, so this is very a valid theory. Same thing, you've got your point, you've explained it, you've got a little evidence, but there's no way to suggest this. I don't think this is true. I think it could be the case, but I don't think it's true, especially how we saw Iceman in this movie. I don't think this is the case. However, I do actually see where this is coming from. Iceman is, considering how we saw his state in the movie and how he had kids and all that, I just don't think that's the case. But to be fair, if the movie took place in his head, that may be the case. Like, literally, nobody knows. So, maybe not. But I'm not entirely sure and entirely certain of this. But anyway, anyone else think differently? If there is evidence that I have missed and that like I haven't seen, please do let me know. But I think this is interesting. But I'm gonna say no, but it is definitely plausible. That's for sure. Please, thank you. Okay. Yeah, this is the one I saw. So Top Gun will become a TV show. Now, the new elements that were introduced in this movie, there is everything to make a series. I very much agree. I saw the title, I haven't actually read it. Now, Top Gun would make a good series because it would allow separate characters like Hangman and Rooster to have their own spotlight. Yeah, it would also work if they introduced new characters. We got references to these characters, but their stories are only getting started, and it would be useless to waste. There is so much potential, and it can be easily done. I would actually agree with that. I do think a Top Gun series would be very good because you have those characters now, but I don't know if those actors would like to come back. You definitely could have a Top Gun series that is based off of the Top Gun universe. That is very much doable, and I think would actually be quite good. You could maybe have someone like in the academy, maybe like an early Tom Cruise or a young Tom Cruise. I think that would actually be quite a good idea. Now, I've just remembered, so this is the penultimate one, which means I know what's coming next. I don't like this theory one bit so much. So I could be wrong. Yeah, I do think, but anyway, I do think a Top Gun TV show would definitely be something there is. However, it is a debate in how you would approach this if you want the same actors, or it would just basically be like a whole new show. You could say it's in the same universe, but there would be no primacy. If they're open to doing a TV show, then absolutely. But I don't know if you could get away with doing a whole new cast. I think that'd be a different. I don't think that'd be a stretch. Yeah. No, I don't like this theory. No, I don't like it. Mainly because it's already happening. Anyway, this movie ended on a good note, which is good, and it wouldn't do anything for the franchise if this was the case. Also, what would the plot be? By the way, this is me. The idea of having a show would be good because it can focus on separate individuals that we know from this movie due to the lore that was created in this movie. That is it. There was no evidence. There was literally, to be fair, there's really no point. Literally, figuratively and literally. Top Gun 3 is apparently said to be happening. I am so not happy with this because, Maverick... I love Top Gun. Top Gun 1, amazing. Top Gun 2, even better. Top Gun 3, though, no, please. I beg you, no. Because Top Gun 3 is one of those movies that you're like, oh yeah, it was really good. I want to watch it again. I know Top Gun 2 was one of those movies you want to watch again and again and again. The same with the first one. This movie would have to go above and beyond what Maverick did. And I know what this poster says. It goes above and beyond in space. If you do that, I swear to God. Well, actually, I think that'd be quite a good storyline, but I think that would just be taking the mick a bit too far. Just a tiny bit too far. I don't think this is a good idea. I think you should leave it as is. Tom Cruise, you're fine. You made 2 amazing movies. Go and make more. Don't make another Top Gun 3. Please don't. I'm begging you. But actually... I've heard other ideas for a Top Gun 3. None of them, I can't say that I really like them. But if anyone actually has a theory on how Top Gun 3 should go, please do let me know. But, I mean, I'm not on, it's not a case where I'm on the fence. I don't like this idea. That's just me. But if anyone does have a different opinion, please do let me know. I'm actually quite curious to see other people's plots and thoughts for this. But just don't send them into space, I beg you. Yeah, I thought that would be the last one. But anyway, end on a bad note. I mean, I'm kidding. Anyway, everyone, that is the end of today's video. I do hope you all enjoyed. And if you did, please leave a like and subscribe and comment what else you would like to see on the channel. And if you are enjoying these movie overview videos, please do let me know because I do have some more in store. So without further ado, everyone, I do hope you all have a great and wonderful day. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.